What is up, you guys? Let's hang out on the floor of my bedroom. I literally just finished filming another video for you guys. I did a full, honest, very honest review, hence why my eyes look the way they do. So if you want to see how I got this makeup look, go check out that video. I will link it down below. But today I wanted to have a real talk chat and not so much a review. I'm going to share a ton of my favorite products today, but this is something that I have not only brought up in the past, I brought it up in a About Me video where I basically just shared like a bunch of stuff that you guys might not know about me. I usually do like a Q&A on my Instagram as well, and you guys had brought that up. And I said, you know, I deal with flying anxiety, and the comments just flooded in from you guys of like, one, thank you for sharing. Thank you for your honesty. How do you deal with this? I struggle with this too. And I think that it's just a conversation that people don't want to have, either to not make it worse or because they're ashamed or that they think that it's not normal, and it's totally normal, but more so it is fixable. And I'm saying this, I've filmed this video, you guys, I think this is like the third or fourth time filming this because I just keep coming up with new systems and new ways and new solutions that are just making it better and better and better. So full disclosure, I had filmed this video on the way to Greece and I was already so much better. And I have to say, about to take another flight this week, that I'm even better. And I think that going from a place of canceling flights, I've been there, where there was no way that I could do it. So we had a flight 2 years ago that we had to fly from Ottawa to Las Vegas. And if anybody's ever flown to Las Vegas, they know that it's usually a bumpy flight. And I couldn't pinpoint what it was. I didn't know if it was because I was scared of turbulence or something happening or being out of control or whatnot, but I just developed a severe fear of flying, like severe anxiety, and I didn't know what to do. And the worst part is it almost kind of triggered Andre, and Andre's triggered me, and it just like kept getting worse and worse to the point where we both had it super bad. Now, 2 years later, I can honestly say that not only is it cured, I genuinely look forward to flying. I genuinely am back to how I used to be. And I think it's because of all of these things that I've kind of enacted. So I want to share, I have like a ton of things on the floor with me right now. I'm literally packing to leave this week, and I made a list and I just keep adding to it. Hello. How are you? So this is going to be super casual, but I want you to know that if you do suffer from this, or you do, you know, have thoughts about this once in a while and wondering if it's normal, just know that you're not alone. You can comment down below. You can message me personally. You can email me. I'm here for you. But hopefully these tips can truly help you. And if you have any tips of your own, please feel free to share them down below. And if this video is at all helpful for you in the end, please give it a thumbs up, because I always like knowing that my little tips and tricks are helpful. So there's no rhyme or reason or order to any of this. There isn't one that works better than the other. I think it's just a bunch of tips that work really, really well. So let's jump into all of my flying anxiety hacks, if we shall call them. Let's do it. So the first thing is literally what I'm doing right now. Part of the issue in my stress of flying was that I was very panicked the day of. Even the day before, I was like running around, things weren't fully charged. I didn't, have all my paperwork done. I didn't even know what time my flight was at, little things like that. Or even things around the house or with my business that weren't completed that I knew I wouldn't be able to get to if I was up in the air or whatnot. And what I was noticing was my anxiety was usually worse for long flights because of that fear of, well, I'm literally gonna be unplugged for that long. So my tip to you would be to not wait. Start packing the week before, edit through your luggage. Like, my luggage is literally in my closet. I hate doing that because as soon as he sees luggage, he knows that we're leaving and it's upsetting, but it's the only way that I know that I can have everything ready the day of, not be super stressed. So if the flight the day of is usually in the late afternoon, then I'll make sure to have it done the day before. If the flight is at 6 a.m., I don't have it just done the day before. I have it done the day before. So right now what I'm doing is I'm going through my carry-on and I'm packing everything. I'm getting everything ready, even down to, the little Ziploc with the liquids in it. Like, everything is going to be ready to go so that the day of I don't have to think about it and it's not a stressor. And I basically don't raise my cortisol levels the day of, which is something that I think that we do when we fly and we don't realize it. And that's what I was gonna say, is try and figure out what it is that's triggering you. And I know it's uncomfortable, I know that it sucks, but try and get to the bottom of what it is that you're freaked out about. I meant to actually grab one more thing for you guys, and I'm gonna go grab it in my beauty room. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this up on my Audible, and I'm gonna show you guys a couple of examples of other books as well. But this was the book that I was just looking for. It's called Calm the F Down by Sarah Knight. She has a couple of different books, but I don't know if you guys can see this. So that's on Audible, and it basically, it talks about how to control what you can and accept what you can't so you can stop freaking out and get on with your life. This helped me a ton. She talks about flying in this book. The other one is the 5-second rule. If you've never heard of that, by Mel Robbins. I'll link everything down below. And then I just grabbed these two as well. So I had gotten this book at a Urban Outfitters, but I will try and find it and link it for you guys. It's called No Worries. Write, act, turn the page. So basically what it is you date today's date, you say what you're worrying about. Can I do something about it? Yes, no. Here's my plan if I can. Time to move on. Check back in later. What happened? How do I feel now? Am I no longer worried about it? If you aren't, then you can tear the corner and turn the page. It's kind of like a little anxiety journal. It's worked really well for me. Same thing with this. This is by Knock Knock. I've talked about this before. I'm so freaking freaked out. So they have tons, and they have some that's like why I'm so great and like a positive affirmation one. This one is literally about anxiety. So every day there is a clean page to write stuff down and try and think about what it is that's triggering you. And then there's a little bit of quotes or knowledge on the other side. And then it talks about today's stress level. So you can kind of monitor, because I know that part of it, like that's what I used to think is, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it because it just makes it worse. But sometimes thinking about it and getting to the root of it, which she talks about in that book, Calm the F Down, she talks about that. And it actually helps, because when you think about it with your logical brain, the plane is not going down. Like the odds of that is super slim. And one of the tips, I have a list of tips here, but one of them is that really helped me was to start looking at, oh, my things are dinging. All my buttons are dinging. Start looking at the flight attendants. Look at the pilot when you get onto the plane. One story that I have for you guys is I actually flew out of Orlando in the middle of the hurricane. Like the airport was shutting down within the next 15 minutes. So we just got the last flight out, and we flew as the hurricane was coming in. So the winds were super high. The storm had hit, like it was already raining outside. I think that was like the highest level of anxiety I've ever had. And I've also flown in huge tropical storms, leaving Miami, going to the Dominican, and this is probably what triggered it, but looking back at that, nothing happened. Like nothing happened. Yes, it was uncomfortable. So when I started to think about it, it was more so being out of control that I didn't like. So when I started to think about things like, you know, they've got it, they've handled it, and just taking that time to almost chill and not having to be in control really helped me understand the root of the issue. Now I know that this conversation is not comfortable. It wasn't for me whenever I had it with myself, but sometimes it helps just help your mind go through it and what triggered you and what you're not enjoying about it and how you can almost replace that feeling with a good one. So I'm gonna give you guys a bunch of tips, but hopefully that's already helped a little bit. Pack early, don't wait till the last minute. Here's some things that I've discovered. I have a bunch, but I'm gonna give you guys my faves. So there's no, by the way, there's no like product placement in this at all. I don't earn anything from sharing this with you guys. I'll link as many as I can down below, but this is gonna sound really weird, but having one of these oils, like I already have my Ziploc packed for the plane and I have some in here. So I always carry some of these with me. Yeah, I'll show you guys them. So I know which ones have worked best for me. Obviously it's different depending on the person, but let's start with a couple. So these are the ones that are literally in my luggage. Ew. They smell good. I think one was open a little bit though, so I could make a little bit of a mess. It's okay, it smells good. All right, so this oil is called Peace Oil, and it's by doTERRA, and it is a reassuring blend. And then this one is a Courage blend called Brave. So both of those are by doTERRA. There's another one by the same collection called Steady Grounding blend. So these are like rollerball ones, and I usually just bring them on the plane with me, and what I do is I'll roll them on the palms of my hand, and I'll literally like, I have some on my hands right now, it smells really good, but I don't know what it is, it actually works. So I'm not trying to be like a nut job or anything, but it does work. The other one is Serenity and Whisper. They have a ton for anxiety. You gotta just figure out what works best for you. This one is obviously lavender based because it's purple, and I'm not that crazy though. I actually know that there's lavender in here. I'm not just saying because things are purple, there's lavender in it. And Whisper, this one's actually for women during their time of the month so that they're not an emotional mess, but it works for me for anxiety. Now, those are by doTERRA, but this one is one of my favorites, and that's why I actually have it in the large bottle. There is oil all over me. I got like the 7 there's 7 chakras, right? I don't know. I think it's 7 little bottles or 6 little bottles, and this one was my favorite. So it's like their chakra collection at Aveda. You can just go to your mall and local mall. They probably have an Aveda. And this one has a heck ton of patchouli in it, which I think just calms me. So this is the grounding one. So usually grounding oils work really well for me, but this one, I love it. So I got it in the large bottle, and this one was Chakra 1. So good. And then there's a company, I'm pretty sure it's Canadian, but I'm also fairly certain that they ship to the States. This works so well that when I have to speak on stage, especially in the beginning years when I was speaking on stage, which is people's #1 fear, some people are more scared of speaking, public speaking, than they are of death. Fun fact. And obviously it's a huge, you know, anxiety trigger for a lot of people. And so whenever I started speaking on stage, I would use this oil and I would rub it in the palm of my hands and inhale it, and it made me feel instantly better. And it is by Sage, which is a natural wellness company, and I think it's Canadian. I think it was created in Canada, but I think they have it everywhere. I'll link it down below. And this is called Stress Release. And they have it in a roller ball, they have it in a spray. I love this one. This one I know works. This one I know works. The other ones work, but these ones, like, I actually notice a difference. Now, in terms of oils and things that you can take, I don't want to tell you to take this, but I just want to say that it's working. So I have taken CBD in the past. I've taken Copaiba. I have to say CBD definitely works better than Copaiba. Copaiba is something that I think is proprietary, don't quote me, to doTERRA, and I think another company, I don't know. It's supposed to be a brother to CBD. It doesn't work as well on me, but CBD definitely works. You can take capsules of it, but this is like a little eyedropper, and like I didn't take it today. It doesn't taste like anything. This one just has like a really soft minty taste. It's not strong. It's just, you take 1 dropper. So this one is the mint one. They have an orange one, and this is by Hemp Proof. And this one's the, what's in here? 1 dropper, 1 ml. And there's 40 milligrams of CBD. Spectrum. Full spectrum CBD. You guys, I don't know what the heck that means. Oh, and this is a Canadian company. Go figure. So I got a discount code for this, so I will link this down below for you guys, but it's working. Yesterday I was legitimately stressed out about, I don't even remember what, you know how women are, and that helped a ton. So I usually just do 1 dropper per day, and I'm actually noticing a difference. Now, I don't want to tell you to take it because I know what people think about it. Like, there's no THC in this. I'm not a pothead, but this works. It's kind of like apparently the way that it is that there's CBD and THC in pot, and this is like the non-high part, if that makes sense. So you can actually fly with this apparently. Now, am I gonna bring this bottle on the plane? No, because I don't want to risk it. But if I find that I'm not, once I'm at the airport, I'm not stressed. It's here that I'm stressed. So will I take that the morning of? Heck yeah, I might even take 2 drops. I don't know, but that is definitely an option. And the other thing that I was gonna say that I know that you can fly with is this. So just speaking of like stress release and something that you can actually ingest, which is legal, this has helped me a ton. So I have these supplements basically by Fit Affinity, and I've seen their ads on Facebook a ton. This one though is a stress relief bottle. And the little bit that I have used these, it's worked. So what's in here is thiamine, vitamin B1, riboflavin, vitamin B2, niacin, vitamin B3, vitamin B6, which is, I can't even understand, magnesium. So magnesium is what helps you sleep, so it helps you calm down, and then zinc, same thing. So it has the most amount of magnesium in it, and then there's chamomile flower, which you guys know chamomile is like a calming, lemon balm leaf flower, passion flower powder, ashwagandha, and theanine. So there's nothing sketch, like you guys know most of the things that what I pronounced, so it's nothing weird, and I will tell you it has helped me. Like, I've actually noticed a difference. So this, I will probably fly with it. There's nothing wrong with this. I feel like the little leaf on this, I don't want to set people off, but if you want to take it the morning of, it freaking works, or just on the daily. The other thing that it helps with is your joints, and it helps for little animals too, if you've never heard of that. Where did he go? Yeah, that little guy. So this, they have a full collection of products. I can show them to you. I can't like vouch for everything else, but I will show you guys everything they have because I know that they sell them in bundles. So they're basically a fitness company. So they have I know one of these is like that stuff that everybody talks about. What is it called? What's it called? Dr. Oz was all about it. Garcinia cambogia. So body sculptor, fat burner, and tight tummy. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend taking them all in one shot, but if you want to create like a plan for yourself with it, by all means. And then they also have super reasonably priced, like I haven't opened this one, I've opened this one and I've tasted this. So a vanilla and a chocolate post-workout, which honestly, I thought it tasted good. So that's an option as well. I will be traveling with this. What else do I have? Okay, I've literally created like a huge list for you guys. So oils, okay. A very random but practical already in my luggage is socks. So as soon as I get on the plane, I usually will kind of set myself up, set up my area. I will usually spray this in my little area. And it's not real, it doesn't really cause a scene. Like I feel like your wheels might be turning now, like don't people stare? Not really, because everybody else is just flustered getting into their own scene. I kind of set myself up. So I will usually have either a little blanket, my oils, which I can spray on it. I usually have like one with a little mist. Delightful. And I will take off my shoes and put on these little reading socks. So that way I'm just more cozy and more comfy and I'm less constricted. The other thing is I will travel with, if they don't have a blanket, I'll travel with a cardigan kind of like this with a hood on it that's a little bit long that acts as a blanket. And it's kind of just that security situation that I had read so many articles about flying anxiety and all of these things were mentioned. And one that wasn't, but that I figured out on my own, was wearing a beanie. The act of having something on your head in the summer or the winter, it doesn't matter. That's why I have a lightweight one. I also just like wearing beanies, but this on the plane helped me so much in the beginning. So I would say those three things plus the oils help you just feel like cozy and safe and happy. So socks, beanie, blanket. The other thing to kind of drown out and create your own little space would be noise canceling headphones. Andre had these. So my husband had these. He has them in black. And I watched him and like the progression that he had once he got these headphones. I was like, okay, I want them too. So I got these like on a whim in the Orlando airport. They're by Bose. They're probably the best ones that we've found. They're over ear so they don't hurt your ear for long flights. Super comfortable and they really cancel out the noise. Like you just feel like you're alone. You don't hear the noise of the engine. You don't hear the cricks and the cracks, which I will tell you is one of the biggest problems that we had. So Andre and I literally used to share an iPad and we would have one ear bud to each ear and that's all that we had. So we never drowned out any of the noise before. So any cricks and cracks, and we kind of like we're feeding off each other's energy this way. I feel like having your own headphones and your own iPad and your own tablet works wonders. So I just ordered this and I more so just want to share it with you guys because I thought it was adorable. I got this off of Amazon. They're little noise canceling individual earbuds. Now, I might get myself in trouble here, but this is my plan. You know how they annoyingly tell you to take off your headphones when the flight takes off and like that's when you probably have the most anxiety? These are pink and there is no way. If I put my hair down and I put them in front, so apparently these are noise canceling. I've never used them. They literally just came in today and they have a little charging case. Like, look how cute this is. But these are, first of all, they're pink. So I feel like it kind of blends. Hair down. Sorry if I'm talking louder. They're definitely noise canceling. And no one would tell you to take them off that way. Sorry if I get myself in trouble or get anybody else in trouble, but that's an option. So this is like $60 on Amazon. I got it on Amazon Prime. I just thought it was adorable. Or some Bose or whatever brand. Like I know Beats by Dre has some or whatever. So I will link that. And on that note, a tablet, an iPad, whatever. Andre has a Samsung Galaxy. I have to say the picture on his is like way nicer than my iPad. But I have my iPad ready to go and I'll show it to you guys so you can kind of just get an idea of how I'm set up. So I have... This is my iPad case, and whenever I'm in the plane, how does this thing go? Oh yeah, like this. So it can actually sit up and like sit on the table or just on my lap, and then I have the little pen and I can doodle, I can do whatever and distract myself. And the other thing that Andre and I have, and we use this on takeoff, is the Switch. So we have a Switch that we can play, and they don't usually ask us to put that away because you don't have to have headphones on to play with that. You can just look at it. So I think it's the headphones that they want taken out usually. I don't know if that's just a Canadian thing, but we've noticed it and it's annoying. So I feel like this is gonna be my little hack for that. So tablet, Switch, CBD or Copaiba, I talked about that. One thing that is super, super helpful, and these kind of go hand in hand, don't have coffee or caffeine the day of, because your heart rate is gonna rise and it's almost gonna trick you into thinking that you're anxious. I don't have any coffee or caffeine the morning of. If you get a headache from not having coffee, maybe wait till you're at the airport if you seem to get a little bit less nervous once you're at the airport. But on the flip side, what helps me so much to get it out is to do a workout. I use this, like, if I'm about to speak to, like, next week I'm speaking to 20,000 people on a stage. I will usually do, this is a little tip for you guys, I'll do like 20 push-ups right before I hit the stage, because it lets out the energy. So doing a workout the morning of is like the greatest tip I could ever give you. So the workout that I'm doing right now, and I want to show this to you guys because it literally just came in. It's like a little journal. It's called B100, and there's a daily check-in. So this is what I'm going through with my Fit BFFs. The meal plan is on fire. And so yes, this is, I'm totally plugging this right now, but I just, like, you guys need to know about it. I feel like I don't talk about it enough. It's literally what I do. Like, that is what I do. I train girls to go, and dudes, mostly girls, virtually. So I call it my virtual fit gym, and they train from home with me. You work one-on-one with me, and I hold your butt to your stuff. But this one is like near and dear to my heart because it's 100 straight days, and I'm pumped about it. So I will leave the link for that down below. You can be pretty much anywhere in the world. I'm in Canada, you can be in the you can be in freaking Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we can meet up daily and you can do your workouts. So you can be anywhere, it's all virtual, and I usually stream it from my phone. I'm gonna be bringing it with me. I do it downstairs in the basement, I do it outside by the pool. It's literally amazing. It is the most doable workout, so you bet your buns that I'm gonna be pressing play on that 30-minute workout the day before I fly, because it helps me so much with just feeling centered, getting the energy out. I love it. The other thing is make sure you're hydrated. If you're dehydrated plus caffeine, your heart rate is gonna go through the roof and you're just gonna feel stressed. So Hydro Flask, I'm obsessed with this thing. Not sponsored, just freaking love it. Love it. Okay. Workout the day of, look at the flight attendants. I literally wrote this on a flight because I was like, they need to know. Looking at the flight attendants helped me a ton. The other thing you can do is ask for an upgrade whenever you're checking in, or you can do like an upgrade bid. Whenever you're checking in, like the night before, if you can usually check in 24 hours before your flight, check for an upgrade. Usually they're way cheaper. So first class, you will be so much more comfortable. You can cocktail it up. You know I'm a fan of the cocktails. It'll help. Multitask. So I talked about my iPad. Usually what I do, this is exactly what I do on the plane. I have my iPad out, especially when we're up in the air, because I just keep myself distracted. iPad out, glass of wine or a cocktail, whatever you want. And I'll have like a book like this or like this where I can write things out, not about anxiety on the plane, obviously, but just, you know, goals that I have or ideas that I have, or, you know, like little workbooks like that. What's the book that I was talking to you guys about, Best Year 2019? Or heck, you can go check out my book and use that. That's a workbook too. So if you guys haven't seen, I have a full book on social media on my website that I launched, and you can use that as like a workbook to plan out your goals and plan out exactly how you want to grow your followers, all of that stuff. So I feel like the workbooks plus a movie or a TV show, amazing. So you can download movies and shows on your Netflix app or your Prime app or whatever it is that you have on your iPad. Cool? Upgrade, multitask, don't drink coffee. The last one. Okay, this is a little bit of real talk, and I just want to add this one before I talk about it. So this was a new thing. So I have this eye mask, which is from Sage, the same company, from the stress release oil, and you can actually put a little bit of oil in here. There's like little beadlets, and it smells really good. So if you want to sleep, that's an option. Or this is my Gravity blanket. So I have my Gravity blanket back here. Obviously you can't bring that on the plane 'cause it's 25 pounds, but this is a weighted eye mask. So it just helps like center you. So that can add to your little cozy situation. But the last thing, talk to your doctor. Like whenever I brought it up with my doctor, he said, oh my gosh, my daughter deals with that. And I was like, really? And he said, yeah, like I can prescribe you something. And I have to say, like, that's what took the edge off the most. And you don't have to be ashamed. You don't have to think it's weird. You're not alone. It's normal. So hopefully all of these tips have helped you. But if they don't, maybe talk to your doctor and see what, you know, what type of options there are for you. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. I can't prescribe anything to you. I can't even tell you what I think that you should be taking because I don't know how severe it is. But if this has worked for me and I was able to like get out on the other side, I really think that you can too. So just know, again, you're not alone. If this helped you, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. I love you guys. I know this was a little bit more of a serious video, but I truly just want to be able to provide value. I know this was like a ton of information, but that's kind of, I just have like this goal of, it's not just about getting abs and like helping people get healthy. It's really healthy like mindset as well. And I think this has a big thing to do with it in your confidence level. And if you're not happy and you're feeling stressed, it's gonna affect everything. So I think this plays a huge role in it. And again, I love you guys. I hope that this has helped, and I will see you next time. Bye, dudes.